not allow the Holocaust to remain a footnote in history. Please teach this in your schools.
Welcome to Auschwitz. Auschwitz has become a place of terror and genocide. This is the place where there is the smell of death. Here we first find the board which says State Museum of Auschwitz and Birkenau. This is the place where 50 lakhs people's bodies were burned and cremated. This is the entrance gate to real concentration camp. Right over there it is written, the work will set you free. Hence, the number of people who were free from here were very less. Then there is a boundary. When we cross it, we reach to the place of cruelty and massacre. And electricity was passing through these cables. Those who came through this gate during 1940s did not return home. If anyone escapes, the family members of him were brought here and punished publicly. Therefore, most of them even did not try to escape. During the Second World War, it was not only a place to simply kill Jews, Poles and Gypsies, but a systematic method set up using all the technology available at that time. Now it is a world-famous symbol for horror, genocide, racial discrimination, racial extermination and massacre. According to history, 6 million Jews were killed by Hitler. Here in this camp, 11 to 15 lakhs prisoners were murdered in figures. Among total death, 90% of them were Jews. This picture depicts a mother and her children from Hungary. The face of the innocent children implies that they do not know they are being led to the death. When they were taken in the goods train, their only desire is to get out of it, because they were completely deprived of food, water and even air. As soon as they reached at camps, they were made separate on the basis of male, female, the elderly, children and sick. Soon, the elderly and sick were transported to gas chambers. This is the camp where 11 lakhs people's ghosts are roaming around in search of answer why they were killed brutally. When the captives were arrived at Birkenau station and there was a selection process, among families, women and children were separated from their men. Nazi doctor consults them and pick the healthy and workable captives. Others were sent to gas chambers. Otherwise, they had to give them food. That was the reason behind it. The tins which exhibited here are poison tins used in the gas chambers. The poison's name was cyclone. It is a mixture of cyanide. As Indians, we do not understand how dangerous racism and religious fanaticism, because we have not experienced its extreme horror. Complete destruction is the result. When Nazis killed 6 million Jews, the consequences were not only with the Jews, but with the whole world. Rulers were killed, towns were destroyed, nations fell into ashes. Fifth block, a heartbreaking block. The people who have lived here and died, their memories are preserved in the form of objects. When they left the homes, they dreamed of a life. So these are the things they have taken with them. There are plates, cups, suitcases, and the bags which carried their savings. Each bags are having their names and numbers. These small shirts and shoes waits and expects for the return of its owners, who cannot come again. The people who came wearing these sandals became ashes in the gas chambers. Sadly, half of them are children. Those who had worn these sandals once walked on the European streets and spent time in schools with joy. It's an epic lesson. How could a narrow mindedness lead a country into? The owners of these objects are ended their lives in the concentration camp itself. These strange dresses are the uniform of inmates in the camp. Comparatively, people on these pictures are lucky, because even though they are dead, there are some remainings left behind. Relatives could recognize them too. These are the people who were in the custody at the time Soviets came here for rescue. The pain in the face of Guide is clear. Every day she describes about the unfortunate terror and horror. It is not even 1 decade that this incident had taken place. Children were used for heinous experiments. No sedations were given to them before cutting their fleshes. Pictures of children who are gone through sexual reassignment surgeries. After horrifying pain, they used to surrender their lives. In order to research on genetics, around 1,500 tins were used for terrifying tests by the doctors. In order to know the possibility of changing the color of children, the doctors injected different colors in the eyes. Here is a room which is used by a priest named Maximilian Kolbe, who volunteered to die in place of a man named Franciscus. Later, Franciscus dedicated his life to spreading the story of coal-based sacrifice. This is called killing field. Here inmates were shot to death. The other experiment was to check the possibility of creating artificial Siamese twins. Their fleshes and skins were cut off and stitched together. The blood of the patient was injected into the normal, healthy one. The limbs of the victims were cut off in order to test medicines for coagulation. As I walk through here, I am reminded of one thing. The religious fanatics of our country must be given a chance to visit here.